Welcome to Intimate Conversations with Francis O'Brien, healing one heart at a time. Before you put me on blast, I know it's been a really long time. And I've just been going through a lot. I've really been going through a lot of personal challenges. I've been off. I was actually shocked. I think I was talking to a friend of mine and she actually asked me how long I hadn't recorded. And I thought it was like 4 months or 5. To my shock and horror, it had been 6 months. I have been going through so much, family. I've been going through personal battles and, you know, I didn't want to feel, and I was actually talking to my mom about it, I didn't want to come in front of the camera and sound like a hypocrite, and not really sound, because you wouldn't know, but feel like a hypocrite. I want to feel what I am conveying, what I am saying. And when you are not, when you don't feel 100%, it just takes away a lot of enthusiasm from you. The motivation just also vanishes, and it's just a very negative space to be in. I admire a lot of YouTubers who actually come out on YouTube and they talk about, you know, their challenges and the reason why they were away for a while and stuff like that. At some point, I will divulge the reason for me being quiet, but I just wanted to tell you that I'm still fighting. I've got a very massive battle in front of me and I'm still fighting. I've left everything to God. There are some times when you can't always fight, and I've gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what, Father, this is yours. I think I've done all that I can in my manly capacity. The rest I leave it to you, and that's where I'm at now. So I thought, you know what? The other motivating reason was the fact that I don't want to get my account suspended. Oh gosh, like it's just unbelievable how time flies. Like, it's unbelievable. But I just want to say thank you so much to those who are always there, reminding me, who are always, motivating me, pushing me to say, Francis, you can't be quiet. You've got so much you need to give and stuff like that. And I mean, not only have I just been experiencing physical battles, it's also been spiritual attacks. Guys, like, you know, the enemy is real. A lot of people just don't believe the enemy is real. I mean, I always talk about this in my videos. But anyway, I hope you guys are fine. Thank you so much to my new subby. She knows who she is. She subscribed just recently. By God's grace, I'll be able to have strength and continue to record my content moving forward. So that's just a little bit of an update. So now that I was vamped up to record today, my camera... You know, I think I've been at it for about like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours trying to set up. My camera has got this bokeh background and I don't particularly like it. And the setting requires me to sit quite close to the camera and I'm not comfortable with that. I've seen YouTubers do it where they blur the background, but in my case, I can't seem to move a bit further back from the camera to have the nice bokeh background. It requires me to move so up close and I'm like, I'm not having my viewers look at every wrinkle and every crease and every mole on my face. So oh, blood of Jesus, help me. But anyway, family, let's just get into this video. So I hope you're doing well. Please leave a comment in the comment section. I'd love to comment and chat with you guys and see how you guys have been this past few months that I've been MIA. Hopefully, by God's grace, as I say, I'm back and I will try as much as I can to fight and push my content out there as much as I can. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. As usual, I have my timer on, so I need to be careful not to surpass my time. Right. Today's topic is don't buy him gifts. Don't buy him gifts. I know some of you are thinking, like, okay, Francis, that is so random. Okay, there's a reason why. And I always tell you guys that I am not an expert in this and I'm speaking from personal experience. So when I tell you guys these things, I'm sharing from personal experience the things that I've learned. I'm not in any way saying that you guys should do exactly what I did. No. But if you find yourself falling along the things that I'm describing, I suggest that you take my advice. I believe it'll work for you. And this is the reason why I release, I give out some of the content that I do, hoping that it will help you gain closure, hoping that it will help you make the decisions that are very important for your life. So let's get into the topic. Don't buy him gifts. over the years, I have encountered a lot of women that, at the beginning of this video, I think it's targeted at ladies that have boyfriends. This is in no way related to women who are married, but it's more related to ladies who are dating, right? When I say that you shouldn't buy him gifts, I have encountered a lot of my sisters who have gotten into the habit of buying their boyfriends gifts. Cheap gifts, expensive gifts, it really doesn't matter. Excuse me, I've done the same thing. And honestly speaking, you know, when you do it in the beginning, you don't see a problem. You think, you know what, let me buy the gifts for this guy. He's my boyfriend, so there's nothing wrong. And there's nothing wrong with you, hear me well, there's nothing wrong with you spoiling your significant other. But it gets to a point where you realize that this person is beginning to take you for granted. And when they take you for granted, you realize this in the sense that they don't reciprocate, they're not quite grateful, and they get to a point where they actually stop thanking. It's just like, it's like an expectation. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This is a lesson I have taught myself, to try and not go all out, especially for a boyfriend. I have learned over the years that it's just not worth it. It's not worth my time. It's not worth my investment. It's not worth me spending my money like that, especially on a person that is not appreciative. You never really know the true heart of a person, right? You get into a relationship with the best intentions. Ladies, we're like this. We get into a relationship with somebody and we think, oh, we can already see the aisle. We're dating with intention. The thing is, when we date with intention, we don't know if the person we're dating is also dating with the intent to marry. That is the catch. And I've spoken to a lot of women, and I realize that when it comes to breaking up with their significant or their boyfriends, there's always a fight. And that fight is, after everything I have done for you, here's the ingrate's response. I didn't ask you. There's nothing as heartbreaking as hearing that from someone, especially when you tell yourself that this is my boyfriend and I thought we had something serious going. It's the most heartbreaking response because it completely shatters your world and you start flashing back on everything you have done for this person and how this person has truly been ungrateful for everything you have done. So here's the thing. You start off in the relationship, you know, you look at your partner and there's certain things that you would like your partner to do. And I'll get into detail, hoping today's not going to be a lengthy video considering it's my comeback. So you get into this relationship, you see that this person needs certain things, you know, you try to upgrade your guy and, you know, no, he needs this, he needs that. Small things, it could start with toiletries, you know. I've been through this. You're like, my man doesn't really smell the way I'd like him to smell. And then you go out, you know, to a shop and then you get him a perfume and you come back and like, oh, babe, this is for you. In the beginning, it starts out nice. It's nice. It's like, oh, really? Thanks. Wow, this looks like it's expensive, you know. And then he adores you and he sprays it and you're thinking, oh, he smells divine. This is exactly how I want, my man to smell. Moving along, you see his wardrobe. His wardrobe is not to your taste, to your liking. Or, you know, and then you change it. Or it could be maybe his clothes are worn out. Now, ladies, it goes either way. It's either the guy's not working or the guy's working and it's a low-paying job. So, and you're earning higher than he is. So, obviously, you want your man, to look and be presented in a specific way, which is obviously to your taste. That's why you're doing what you're doing. So you go all out, you splurge on this guy, you enjoy and stuff like that. Unfortunately, this gets to the point where a lot of guys tend to misbehave. A lot of guys will now, because they are now upgraded and they are more attractive in appearance, they begin to be more desirable to more women. And a lot of those women who see this attractive guy do not know that he's been upgraded by another woman. I mean, guys are not exactly going to walk around with a plaster on their head saying, I just got this suit from my girlfriend, or I just got these pants or these shoes or these trainers from my girlfriend. Do you know what I'm saying? So there you are as another chick on the outside swooning over this guy. And this is where men make a very grave mistake, because now they realize that, you know what, I'm actually attractive. Like, a lot of chicks are actually digging me. They're really feeling me. And this is where the misbehaving starts. And so obviously when the girl, the main girlfriend, starts to catches her guy out, her boyfriend out, she gets into this understandable, argument and fight with him to say, but like, how could you do this after everything I've done? Do you know how I've sacrificed? And you start uttering painful statements like, you were nothing when I met you, and stuff like that. And those are things that you really don't want to be saying to somebody. These are statements that are obviously birthed from pain and anger, understandably. This is not to blame the ladies at all. This is not to blame them at all. Some ladies, you meet a guy, he doesn't even have a car. You give him your car, and chances are you're driving a high-end car. Or even if you're not driving a high-end car, at least you have a car. This guy now, you now suggest, you know what, babe, why don't you drop me off at work and then you can have the car the rest of the day. That's if he's working, stroke not working. Whatever the case is. But ladies, I've been there. We get to a point where we just give our car to our boyfriend and he can drive it at liberty. And that's the same car that is used to pick up other women. I have experienced this firsthand. I'm not hearing from other women. This is stuff that I have walked firsthand. And it's only in years, of experience, getting hurt, getting burnt big time, that you realize, I don't have to do this. I actually don't have to do this. Now I'm going to talk to the ladies in the 30s bracket. When you're around 29 or late 20s into the early 30s, there's this desperation phase that you get into. This desperation phase is the realization that you're not married, the realization that you don't have a steady boyfriend or steady relationship, the realization that maybe you don't even have kids at the time and you need kids because of your age, you've got your family breathing down your neck, you're not getting any younger, that type of talk. Then you think, you know what? Whatever guy comes my way, if I'm attracted to him and he looks like a decent enough guy, I can upgrade him. Not many men are appreciative of being upgraded, ladies, and that is a fact. Most men who are upgraded see you as a sponsor for the next level they want to achieve. And that is as painful as the truth can get. They see you as the level up assistant. And when they get to that level, they attract a different niche of women, and that woman takes him on as her project. And then she begins to upgrade him, and so and so and so. Until he obviously is satisfied, or until he feels, you know what, I'm running out of time and I need to settle down as well. And God forbid, as he's upgrading, he may be meeting these different women. Obviously, he's sleeping with them, and chances of these women getting pregnant are also very high. You also get women who just decide to fall pregnant for these guys who don't have anything, and they tell themselves, you know what, you don't even have to do anything. I will provide anything. Ladies, that is the last thing you should ever tell yourself as a woman. That is the last thing. I don't know how much I should emphasize, how much more I should emphasize this. Do not in any time of your life ever accept less than you are worth. It is not worth it, because what you are doing is downgrading yourself. Ladies, man, I will be honest, it's very difficult to be single. Very. That one I understand. And I'm not talking necessarily on a sexual aspect. I'm talking about companionship, especially the older you get, rather. It becomes difficult. You're looking for a companion, you're looking for a partner, you're looking for a friend, and the rest follows. But we are going about it, ladies, the wrong way. We are going about it the wrong way. We are becoming desperate. We pick just these low-income dudes to zero-income dudes. We bring them into our lives where we've worked so hard, so hard, man. You bring this guy into your house, you upgrade him, you level him up on so many levels, and the guy starts misbehaving. And can I tell you, ladies, if you don't know, don't ever think that you're always the clever one. Not all the time. I'll tell you why. Do you know men can sniff desperation? They can sniff. They know. And they will suss you out and think, this one is desperate. Let me just use this one and let me get to the next level, and then after that, that's it. So basically, they are literally the hunter. You feel you're the hunter. think you're clever enough to be the hunter, but no, honey, you're actually the prey. So if a guy sees you and he will capitalize on that opportunity, this is like, food on a platter, literally, and you're shoving it down his throat. Which person in this world will really refuse a free plate of food, especially if it comes decked in gold cutlery and crockery? Who wouldn't take that meal? I know, as the Italians say, there's no free meal. But it's true. There's no free meal. So to the 30s, that bracket of the late 20s into the early 30s, ladies, please be careful. Please be very careful. I cannot emphasize this enough. Please be careful. Do not be desperate to the point that you see a guy and just spruce him up. You spruce up his wardrobe, you spruce up his toiletries, you spruce up his car, you even buy him a car. There are ladies who actually buy these men cars. You are just enabling a lazy person. And that person is going will turn out actually to be the most ungrateful person, because they will repay you through infidelity. I don't know how many of us as ladies have witnessed ladies arguing with a man after everything I've done for you and stuff like that. Now, to my story, I remember my ex used to drive my car, and I remember one time I was like, you know what, I'm getting fed up with you driving my car, because I could just sniff infidelity. That's another story. I could sniff infidelity, right? So I would now talk to this guy. I'm like, you can't do this. Like, why are you doing it? You know what? Actually, give me back my damn car. That's how it ended up being, right? Because I can see, and it's like, why? But why are you taking your car? I said, no, you're very ungrateful. Like, you go around doing these things and you don't think I don't know and stuff like that. Now, because he thinks he's clever, he's like, yeah, but who told you I'm doing these things? You've never seen me. You've never even caught me doing these things, Francis. Why do you accuse me of things that don't exist? And in your mind, you're thinking, actually, yeah, no, he's got a point. I haven't caught him out. Then you think, yeah, let me just continue this game until I actually catch him out. Then, no, I've gotten to that point. It's like, you know what, whether you're cheating or you're not cheating, I'm actually tired of you driving my car, period, give it back. Then it's like, anyway, the way you always complain about me driving your car, it's like you want me to kneel down and, and clap my hands and hail you. I have experienced, a very arrogant person who had nothing to his name. And let me tell you, ladies, most of the times these men that we adopt as our children literally don't have anything to their name. Sit down and ask yourself, if you're watching this video, sit down and ask yourself and say, this dude I do everything for. What exactly, one, does he do for me? Two, exactly how does this benefit me? And if you check it, ladies, most times it's just for status, and it's for sex, because you don't want to be seen as a chick that's single, and you don't want to be lonely, because you're telling yourself, I'd rather have this one, hey, I almost call names, this one creature lying next to me than having many other creatures warming up my bed. And then you get the different kind of lady who says, you know what, I don't want one creature warming up my bed because I don't trust. I'd rather just have different ones. Then that way I know I'm not attached to anybody. That's a video for another day. So ask yourself that question. What is he doing for me, and how do I benefit from this? Ladies, we need to start valuing ourselves. We need to value ourselves. A lot of these men take us women who are kind for granted. They really take us for granted. They take your kindness for granted. They take your good-heartedness for granted. They take your kind nature for granted. They take your very deep pockets for granted. And they will come out, when he's found something better, you will hear the story. After all, what exactly did you do which any other woman can't do out there, if not even better than you? I have heard that statement. It was told to me, yes, to my face. There is nothing I haven't heard. And when I came out with this video, like I said, during my, actually I didn't even say, but during my quiet period, I've had a lot to write and a lot to reflect as well. I've really been through a lot, and I'm not the only one. I have been surrounded by females as well that have gone all out splurging these men, and 99% of those women have come out completely empty-handed, if not 100. They have come out empty-handed. Nothing for their investment. Absolutely nothing. I mean, really, it's not like you can showcase your sexual, what's the word? Your sexual prowess to everybody, because that's happening between closed doors. So what exactly do you have to show for it after the relationship? There you have spent all your money, all your time sprucing up this guy, and you've gotten nothing for it. And here's another thing, ladies, you should notice. Most times when you splurge on these guys, always watch this the responding gift, which is normally an obligatory gift. Watch it. It's not even worth a fraction of what you spent on him. It's always way less. And then you, us as ladies, I won't even say you, I was going to say you as a lady, including myself, but us as ladies, we justify, no, it's because he doesn't have money. I understand his situation. Oh, shame, he's doing the best that he can with the little that he has. Be that as it may, like I said, this situation is not for everybody. There are very few men, and when I say few, I mean 0.0001% of men that are grateful to those women and actually ride it out with them to the point that they actually are so focused on this woman's assistance that he betters himself, improves himself to the level that he would like to be, and then takes this woman in as his wife. Now, ladies, I know all of us now, we do these things because for us it's an investment. Let's call a spade a spade. You're not doing this for free. You are doing this because, one, you love this person. Two, you're hoping this person will see that you're a good woman. Three, you are hoping to get it. Nah, you're hoping to get it. And let's call a factor, a spade because I've been there. I've done this. And guess what? It didn't work. It didn't work. And before you know it, months have passed, years have passed, and you have aged in a completely useless relationship. And when I say useless, capital letters, useless relationship. You've wasted your time on a person that you could have picked up on within the first 6 months of your relationship. So ladies, how do we fix this? How do we fix this? You need to identify the relationship you're in the first place. You need to identify it. Ask yourself questions. Why am I buying this person this thing? And how long are you going to maintain it? Because when that person's perfume finishes, you have to refill it. So you'll buy another one. Probably a different fragrance. And you're like, I would actually like him to smell something a little more different. You'll buy him a different shirt, t-shirts, shoes. It's different things, ladies. I've done it. You'll be the one to splurge on his birthday. You'll be the one to splurge on his, your dating anniversary date as to when you guys started dating. You will splurge randomly just because you feel like it. You're perhaps walking through the mall and then you see something through the window and you think, oh, my baby would actually benefit from this. He would look good in this. Then you pick it up and like, oh, this is actually really nice. And you grab it for him. Nah. Ladies, I tell you what, when you're in a relationship and you're dating, there's nothing wrong with you spoiling your man. Be careful how much you spoil him. To be honest, ladies, we are the catch. They're the ones who are supposed to be spending and splurging on us. So they're supposed to be the ones breaking their back, trying to figure out what would make us happy. We're the prize and we're the catch. Another story for another day. You must also be a woman that is worth being a catch. That's a story for another day. You need to identify that relationship and call it for what it is. Be honest with yourself. Sometimes you'll have your friends and your family member like, oh, you really love this guy. Like, you spend so much on this guy. Like, geez, that is already trigger number one. Compare. And I know it's not a nice thing to do. And I'm not saying verbalize it once you come to the realization of the unfairness of the price tag of those gifts. It's just for your own observation, silent observation, right? And that's not to say, yeah, I want to do this for you and look at what you give me back. You know what? This is not going to work. No, just say this relationship is not working for me. I realize I'm not ready, or I realize that I'm not quite getting what I would like in return. And then if you say it like that, I promise you, yeah, but baby, you need to give me time. You need to give me, a little bit of space for me to try and work and build myself up. Ladies, remember, you don't really have that much time to be waiting for a man. And I'm talking from your late 20s into your early 30s. You can give a person about a year, but after that, just call it quits. This is my advice to you, ladies, as a sister. Just call it quits. Some things are just not worth investing in. I got to that point where I actually got tired and I stopped, and then he realized. And that's when you also realize this person's taking you for granted because they're just used to those things being there. The moment you stop providing those things, the person will come and ask you. You'll notice the guy will come and ask you and say, I realize you don't buy these things. He knows that he's got no right to demand. That's number one. These men are not stupid. He knows he's got no right to demand, but he can just, ask you in an almost coercing voice. Rest assured, it will come with some bedroom activity just to kind of motivate you to get what it is that he wants. Most times, ladies, even when you give these guys your cars, when we give them our cars, we also put fuel in those cars. Let's be honest. I think we've enabled a lot of men for far too long, and it's not right and it's not fair, especially on us. As I always say, ladies, you are the prize. You are the one that has to be sought after. In the Bible, Jacob worked relentlessly. He worked for 14 years before he got the woman he loved, which was Rachel. First of all, he was given Leah, whom he didn't even like, and she wasn't even attractive. The father pulled a fast one. But then he said, no, this is not the one I want. This is actually the one I want. And he had to work another 7 years. I mean, ladies, really, if a man can show that much dedication, I've seen a lot of videos. I've seen men, even in real life, that go all out to try and woo a lady. That is what men are supposed to do. I mean, even in the animal kingdom, did you know that the peacock with all nice feathers is actually the male and not the female? What is that for? In the bird kingdom, most of the attractive birds, I mean, the ones that have got these really strange features, they are used to attract a mate. There you are in the human kingdom, doing the exact opposite. Buying him a perfume, buying a pair of shoes, buying some fancy trainers, taking him for a shopping spree, taking him on holiday, taking him wherever it is that you want to, giving him your car. When he needs to travel, you buy the you buy the flight tickets and stuff like that. Ladies, like, no. Stop buying men gifts. Stop. Ladies, like, stop. Especially if you are not going to be reciprocated in a way that is worthy, and at least when he splurges. And I'm not saying that he must break bank trying to make you happy. He could be a guy who buys you flowers every week. He makes sure that it's in his budget. And that's separate from the other things that he does for you. And now I'm talking on a dating aspect. I'm talking from a dating perspective. We need to cut down the splurging on these guys, ladies. Like, we need to stop. Like, stop buying men gifts. Just stop. I have heard too many complaints. I have seen too many women heartbroken because of their investment not yielding the results that they desired. And they become bitter. They become angry. They become enraged. They just are so furious, and then they resort to specific lifestyles that are just contrary to the way a woman was designed by God initially. Ladies, I implore you through this video to hear what I'm saying as a fellow sister. If it's younger ladies, as your aunt, I implore you to not buy men gifts. Don't. You are doing the exact opposite of the balance of nature. Men are supposed to be spending on us. Men are supposed to be spoiling us. Men are supposed to be wooing us. It's not the other way around. It's not the other way around, ladies. And, for the married women, there's nothing wrong with you spoiling. That is your husband. Of course you should spoil. But this is also to say relationships go both ways. This is not a 50-50 thing. Let's not even go there. Let's just not even go there. I'm an old-fashioned lady, and I don't believe in the 50-50 nonsense. I just don't. A man is supposed to do his duties, and that's not to say I'm just going to sit there idle. No. As a married woman, there's nothing wrong with spoiling your husband. He's your husband. Should your husband hit a shortfall in life, there's nothing wrong. You can still look after him, but he must always have it at the back of his mind that I'm the man, I'm the head of this family, and I'm the provider of this family. That must always be at the forefront. But there's nothing wrong with you spoiling your husband. There really isn't, ladies. You can spoil him, you can pamper him. He is your husband. He is the king of your castle, his castle. He is the head of the home. So you obviously should respect him, and, respect goes, in various ways. But this video is specifically directed at women who are single, women who are still in the dating game, women who are looking to get into the dating game. Do you know, keep that money. Just keep your money. Keep your money. It's better for you to take yourself out. It's better for you to take your, self on a shopping spree, take yourself to an extravagant restaurant, travel if you like, invest in yourself. And this is to tell guys as well, please, This thing of being moochers off of women, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Men, if you're also tired of spending on women, I also implore you, stop spending on women. Take your time, invest in yourself, build your home, build your net worth, and whatever it is that you need to do to establish yourself before you find yourself a woman worthy to come and maintain those things that you have built and that you have labored for all these years. Take your time. Take your time. And that also goes for men. Men also, nah. If you see a woman, take your time meeting her. Don't just start like love bombing her with gifts and stuff like that. Especially if you don't know her. There's no woman on this planet who really will say no to a gift. The only question is, so what do I have to do for the gift? You know what I'm saying? But if you're a guy who's genuine and you see this woman and you think, oh no, you know what? I think this is actually a lady that I wouldn't mind settling down with for the rest of my life. Take your time courting her. Take your time courting her. Take her to places. Not your place, to places. You know, get to know how she thinks, get to know her emotions, get to know her desires, get to know her aspirations, see if you can support them, see if you're compatible with this woman, you know. But this video is specifically for the ladies. We need to start zipping our pockets, putting our bags like under the armpit, literally to say, I'm not spending on you, forget that. Forget that. A lot of us as ladies are playing wives before the ring is even on our finger, and we are doing it because we are hopeful that these men are going to see how great we are, how phenomenal we are. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You know, it's better for you to be a very wealthy woman with the money in your account. Go and help, you know, orphanages, go and look for charitable organizations, spend your time there. That's where your money should go. On a serious note, if there's a family member that you need to take to school, to educate, to empower, however you need to do it, it's better to do that on your family, not on men. Not on men. I completely disagree. I completely disagree. It's not worth it, ladies. It's not. It hasn't worked for the majority of us as women on this planet. It has not worked for us. It is so painful to watch another woman fight with her man when they're breaking up. After everything I have done for you, you are an ungrateful creature. You this, and there's a name calling. Like I said, some of us have been told, did I ask you? Some of us were asked, did I ask you? Did you hear me asking you? Did you hear me begging you? Did I complain to you? And you're thinking, but you had like holes in your boxes. You needed new boxes. That's why I got you a pair of boxes or briefs, ladies. I don't want to call them. This is somebody that you are seeing they're in desperate need of something, and you go there and you buy this person's thing, and then years later when you've upgraded them, they have the audacity to answer you like that. And there's no human being on this planet who wouldn't be insulted by the sheer shock of that ungrateful response. I thank God that I can laugh. I mean, there were times when I'd be so depressed and I would cry after everything I've done for this person. Why wouldn't this person see that I love them, that I'm doing this because I care and stuff like that? I tell you, ladies, some of us get pushed to being iron ladies, literally, and it's because of the treatment that we get from these guys, because of what we have, we have subjected or reduced ourselves to. This is what happens. If you want to be stubborn, you're like, no, there's nothing like that. You must be a very wealthy woman, so it means nothing losing that money to you. But like I say, it's better to invest on other things. Either you educate yourself, or you help a family member, or you help a friend who is in dire need, or you look for a charitable organization. Just find something worthy where you should put your money. Go to church, put your money in church. It's even better. And I know it's another story. Churches are illegal. Let's not even go there. But you understand what I'm saying, basically, from this video. So I hope it shed a bit of light on the ladies to when you saw the title of "Do Not Buy Him Gifts." I mean it. Don't. A lot of men are very ungrateful and they see us as stepping stones. And I think I've had enough of seeing my sisters crying, bawling their eyes out as to why this guy won't seem to see how good of a woman she is and stuff like that. You shouldn't have to convince another human being that you're good. They should already see it. And their conscience should really gnaw at them when they see how much you are going all out for them and they don't reciprocate. And they don't even make an effort to reciprocate. Some of you ladies will buy 10 gifts, you'll only get back one. And the one there, you treasure it. It's like you treasure it as if your life depended on it. Like you literally treasure that gift after compared to the 10 that you have given this guy. Ladies, pay attention. Pay attention to how a man treats you. Pay attention. I mean, you can't be giving 10 gifts and you get back 1 or 2, even 3 out of 10. Come on, ladies. Come on. Some of these things is just pure logic that it's in our face, man. But we're like, no, he will change his mind. He will see I'm a good woman. He will see. He will see. 3, 4, 5 years later. What's even worse is as much as you're investing monetarily, you're also investing your mind in helping this person. You're investing your time and you're investing your body in somebody that is completely ungrateful. Ungrateful to the core. That's how you can tell if a man loves you or not. Just in case you ladies didn't know. That's how you can tell if a man loves you or not. Just judge by the way he treats you. Judge by the way he values your relationship and values you in that relationship. Most women I know who splurge, their boyfriends are cheating on them. Like straight up. Their boyfriends are cheating on them. Ladies, I hope this video has enlightened you. Men, I also hope this video has enlightened you to stop, guys. This is my plea to you as a sister. Stop these games. Stop hurting people's daughters with your selfish intentions and your greedy intentions. Because to me, that's a lazy man's way out. You are really being lazy. You are such a capitalist. You're an opportunist and you're a gigolo. I don't care how you see it. You are taking advantage of somebody's kindness. And I know there is something called karma. And women, when they cry, their tears do not fall to the ground. When they cry to God, God is a God of vengeance. Most times, with the the karma of these relationships, some of these men get into those relationships when they think they've found the one. They go all out on this particular one. And she paints herself beautiful from the very beginning. The moment they get into that relationship to the point of even marriage, it's not even going to be long. 6 months is too long. Talk about a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That chick, that woman, she becomes Cruella de Vil, horns out. And this guy's like, she wasn't like this, she changed. Newsflash, we also can change if you want to achieve something. So if you guys do think you do the same thing, do it alone, we also do the same thing. I hope this video has been encouraging. I hope it has shed light. I'm trying not to make this video too long, and I hope that I see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a comment in the comment section below. I would really love to hear from you guys. Chat with me, communicate with me. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you guys. But this is Frances, signing out from Intimate Conversations with Frances O'Brien, healing one heart at a time. Until I see you again next time, family, be blessed and stay blessed always.